Okay, so this week's market overview, finally here. What are we going to be looking at? So we're going to be looking mainly at Bitcoin, and then I'm going to go over my watch list maybe very shortly, show you guys what I'm looking at or what my picks were and how those picks have done. Not since last week's market overview, excuse me, but more since this dump kind of. I posted on Twitter like, yo, look at these pairs, and we can see that Beam, for example, TIA, these ones have done extremely well since this dump. And I'm sure there were a few more. INJ, TRB, Render, some of the other ones I called. These ones are doing great. Apparently this already is also doing phenomenal. But let's get into Bitcoin here. Higher time frame is where we'll start off. Higher time frame, I think it's pretty clear that we are still within this major range. Now, that is not to discredit the fact that Bitcoin has rallied, what is this, 130%? Nope, 180% from the bottom. That is more to say we're not particularly in a bull market yet. And that's, of course, subjective, and it's not really something that like I can clearly say we're not or we are in a bull market, but it's more like I don't see this as a full run, especially when you look at Total 2. Especially not, let's say it's not an alt season to be more clear, right? Where we are currently breaking out of Total 2 right here, and you have that range that we have set up in the gray box. And in contrast, this is what an alt run looks like, right? This right here is what an alt run looks like. And this right here is what an alt run looks like. And this right here is what an alt run looks like. This is not what an alt run looks like. So the point there being not, oh my god, I should short everything now. The point rather being, once this fucking runs, once we start making money, we are going to be making money, right? That's more the point. The point is more that this is great. If you're making money, you're doing phenomenal, and that's amazing. But you can make 10x this in an actual alt run. So that's essentially the whole thesis for alt run, that we aren't quite in this bull run that we like to think we are yet, especially when it comes to altcoins. And crypto has done an amazing run already. In general, Bitcoin, every crypto has done an amazing run, but that is to say there's a lot more upside in an actual bull market. And if that occurs now, and this is the breakout, and we just see this occur, I'm a happy man, right? I'm not against this. I'm a very jolly fella if this happens. So I'm sad I didn't accumulate more, or I'm sad I sold some of my bags on this rally thinking that we're gonna kind of deviate and come back down and I can accumulate within here. But that is what it is. That's the choice I made, and that's all right. But I think most likely this is going to happen, rather than us now breaking out. But that is completely subjective, and that's just my analysis currently. That doesn't mean we break down today. I think we break down somewhere. Maybe it takes into January until we break down. Maybe we retest on alt 2 this level here, right? And from there we just break down, right? Something like that could be possible. I would prefer this scenario where we break down sooner than later, and then I accumulate within this range once more. Okay, then let's go back to Bitcoin analysis here. So that's the overall market. I think that's important to kind of look at. So what are we looking at here? So we're going to go down. Yeah, on the daily, there's not much to say. It's kind of like what I said on last week's market overview. I said, look, the top can be in at any moment. What I'd be looking at is kind of like a peak above these levels, preferably here. But once we saw kind of a SFP, swing failure pattern, above this level, it was enough for me to say, okay, look, that might have been the swing point that we failed, right? Because what I'm looking for is a failed auction of any sort, a failed like breakout of any level that is significant. And this had become a significant level, right? This high had become a significant level. And when we swung above this and broke down and we failed that rally, for me, that was enough to say, okay, that significant level was just like taken out, and now we can start looking for shorts. I didn't find any shorts, and this looked very nice to short, but I decided not to. or I wasn't really at the charts. So I was like, it is what it is, because I think I went to bed right here and I woke up somewhere in here, actually, like here, and I woke up somewhere here, and I was like, well, right? I was like, okay, well, that's that. That's one way to go about it. Or I don't know. I went to bed right before this dump, or this was at least in the middle of my sleep. So what else is there? Yeah, we can just look at what we're looking at on Bitcoin in general. What we're looking at in general is a sense of a range up here where you can see these 3 levels. I'll just dot them out. 1, 2, 3. Right, those 3 levels were the range. We broke down below the mid-range, broke straight through this bottom of the range, down into here with the wick. What I really like is the fact that what I post on Twitter as well is that this wick, you usually want to see them filled if you want to see a strong trend continue, as in strong trend upwards, right? So not downwards. We want to see this trend continue, but what occurred was this strong wick to the opposite side. Now, if what occurred was this strong wick reclaim here and we just ripped off, this wick would have been completely unfilled, and that's something you don't like seeing in a trend. It's unhealthy, right? The healthy way to do it is fill this wick at least 50% or something, and then we continue the upside, kind of leaving all this liquidity that longed in there is gone, right? And that is what we saw. In fact, we didn't just see a 50% retracement, we saw 100% complete retracement, break like below this wick, and continuation to upside. I still don't like this, and I honestly don't like how price action is formed here, but there's a probability we just do as my thesis would say we do, right? At the same time, I still don't like this as a bottom in contrast to something like this, right? Yeah, or in contrast even to something like this, where we kind of are quote unquote revisiting these lows and hovering here, then I would like these lows. Some of the bottoms I really like, this is just some alpha for you guys, is bottoms such as, let's see if we can spot them. Here's one, right? It's kind of this grind with the final thing being the lowest point, revisiting the lowest point put in earliest, right? So this is the earliest lowest point, then we're kind of just accumulating. Whatever happens in the middle usually is kind of fuckery, and we accumulate, slowly grind down, and then revisit these lows, and then suddenly we rip off, right? Another great example of this that I think everybody is aware of is this bottom. Same exact thing. If you see this, you see it, right? You should be able to tell by now already just looking at it, right? That initial low, we're grinding down slowly. We have this kind of up move where it seems like we're going to be trending up. Then we revisit down. We keep grinding downwards. And then we revisit all these lows. And then we just fuck off. And it's up, right? Again, similar-ish here, right? You have this initial low. And then we revisit this low. And it kind of looks, they all look like this. It all looks like it's going to break down. And then we revisit those lows. And then we fuck off. So this is just a bottom formation that I really like, and you can see similar things if you just scroll around. You're gonna see similar type of bottom formations. Let's go to current price action. So what would I be looking for? Just to get back to it, what would I be looking for? I would love to see this come up and reclaim this level-ish, right? So essentially this. If we can reclaim this, and preferably even 42.8, but even if we reclaim 42.5, would be a very nice level for me to say, okay, now it looks like we're gaining momentum again, gaining some strength, and then we can play this range again with this as a deviation out of the range. That is more or less what I'd be looking at. Yeah, and then as for the short side, if we fail to reclaim this level, so you essentially come up here and you see a swing fillion pattern, we get back below this level, you can try a short and we got rejected from this, and have that kind of as a thesis, that from there we break down, revisit these lows as I would like to see, right? Just kind of slow grind down, and then accumulation, and then ripping. Or we just actually revisit something like 38, somewhere down here, which is like the quarter point or the middle point of this top range, which would be lovely, to be honest. You know, it would be healthy to see some of this, even for a bull trend. So not just healthy as in like healthy for accumulation, but healthy for the bull trend, to see some type of down formation occurring instead of just up only. That is just a healthy thing to watch. So yeah, that's essentially what I'd be looking for as it currently stands. As for alts, you can see my list here. I'm just going to drag this out. I'm not going to go over all of them, but you can see what I'm looking at primarily here. These are some great coins. TIA, I already closed the position, but I had a position on TIA that I ripped up, but I did close that, which is honestly unfortunate looking at it now. Big time, great. This can probably just rip up. It's an old ass drawing. Meme, honestly, doesn't look bad here. I said I wasn't gonna go over them, but here I am. Yeah, I'm just gonna go over the strong ones. INJ, very strong, extremely strong. This could be just a bear flag forming up, I mean a bull flag, and we just break out of this and continue to the upside. What else do we have here? TRB. Yeah, my target was 115, 130 for the longest time, but it just chose to go, and I wasn't in it, and I haven't been able to find a position on it. But I'm looking for 130 on this. Yeah, it's what it is. I haven't been able to find anything, but I will continue to look at this one. And Sol, this looks fucking great. It looks definitely looks longable. Something like Blur. It's kind of forming up one of those bottoms that I told you I like seeing, right? This kind of grind down into this level. Maybe this one looks good. Pyth, this looks great. It always does. This looks phenomenal for more upside. And then YGG always does look good. It's just such a scam coin. Not perfect, to be honest. Not something I'm gonna be trading right now, but at the same time, some of these look like they have amazing entries, right? Like this just looks like a phenomenal entry for my plan, at least. Take profits maybe up here. First profits up into this VWAP level. Void right up here. Perfect fucking void. Right? This is the clearest void you could ever ask for, really. That's gonna get filled, shooting us straight up into here. Stop loss right under here. This looks like an amazing trade, to be honest. We're gonna throw this one up. And yeah, but I think a lot of this looks amazing. So just go over my entire watch list. These are the ones I'm looking at, and I think these are the ones you should be looking at if you're looking to trade any strength. Some of these are not perfect anymore. These are just like, I'm waiting for attention to come back to them, like DYDX. I'm waiting for people to start looking at DYDX again. Yeah, some of these, like Sui, is also not perfect. I just like that I flipped this level. That looks great. You know, so there's a bunch of some in here that at least that I'm like, I don't know about them either per se, but a lot of them are just fucking phenoms. So yeah, that's it for this market overview. Not much else to say, really. Just traded level by level. Traded by swing failure patterns. This was an amazing short that I didn't take, but this was a great example of how you could potentially trade it. Yeah, and look at key levels and just trade them slowly, trade them carefully, because price action is moving, at least to the downside, insanely aggressive, and even to the upside, right? It's just a very choppy price action because a lot of people are trading. A lot of people want to finish up their year with a bang. And so do I, so do you. So let's get onto the markets and do that. But let's make sure we do it carefully. Let's make sure we do it consistently. Let's make sure we do it level by level and not some type of greedy desire to be like the best trader, right? But do it cleanly, do it to your plan. That's my main advice here.